Imagine soaring high above rolling emerald fields, feeling the gentle breeze as you take in the breathtaking landscape, and shimmering lakes, descending gracefully onto clusters of storybook cottages nestled beside mirror-like waters, reflecting the sky. Cobblestone lanes wind through colorful villages, where every angle feels like a scene from a painter's canvas, alive with charm. Today, let's set off to discover the most beautiful villages in Europe, hidden fairy tale destinations that will truly capture your imagination and heart. Hallstatt is a lakeside gem, cradled by the soaring Dachstein Alps, where still waters mirror gingerbread rooftops and a slender church spire. Stroll narrow streets lined with ancient timber houses and flower boxes, and you'll feel time slow to a gentle pace. Visit in spring or autumn for golden light and tranquil moments, or rise early to see the village shrouded in silvery mist. Explore ancient salt mines, take the funicular to the skywalk, or wander the market square for coffee with locals. A boat ride across the lake reveals Hallstatt's delicate beauty against dramatic peaks. Each season brings a new chapter: snow globe winters, wildflower summers, and always a sense of deep serenity. Hallstatt is a living fairy tale, waiting for you to write your own story among its cobblestones. Colmar feels like a storybook come to life in the heart of Alsace, where every corner seems to whisper tales of centuries past. Nestled between rolling vineyards and the Vosges Mountains, this enchanting town is a living canvas, painted with the vibrant colors of its history and culture. The half-timbered houses, each painted in cheerful hues, line the cobblestone streets like a row of pastel crayons. Window boxes overflow with geraniums and petunias, their blooms spilling over in a riot of color that changes with the seasons, making every stroll a visual delight. Wander along the Quai de la Poissonnerie, where boats glide beneath ancient stone bridges and the rainbow facades shimmer in the gentle ripples of the canal. Here, the water mirrors the sky and the buildings, creating a dreamlike reflection that feels almost magical. Visit in spring, when cherry blossoms and magnolias burst into bloom, filling the air with sweet fragrance and transforming the town into a pastel wonderland. The streets come alive with the gentle buzz of bees and the laughter of locals enjoying the first warm days of the year. Or come in December, when Colmar is transformed into a winter fairy tale. The legendary Christmas markets fill the squares with twinkling lights, handmade ornaments, and the irresistible aroma of spiced wine and gingerbread. Stalls brim with artisanal crafts, and the festive spirit is truly contagious. Sample Kugelhopf, a traditional Alsatian pastry, from a local bakery. Its delicate sweetness and soft, buttery texture are the perfect treat to enjoy with a morning coffee as you watch the town slowly wake up. Or sip a glass of crisp Alsatian wine in a sun-dappled courtyard, surrounded by laughter and the gentle clink of glasses. The region's vineyards produce some of France's finest whites, and every sip is a celebration of local tradition. Art lovers will be drawn to the Unterlinden Museum, home to the breathtaking Isenheim altarpiece. This masterpiece of Renaissance art is just one of many treasures waiting to be discovered within the museum's ancient walls. The old town's winding lanes lead past ornate fountains, hidden courtyards, and the pink sandstone of St. Martin's Church, whose soaring spire has watched over Colmar for generations. Each turn reveals a new secret, a quiet square, or a centuries-old doorway. Colmar's unique blend of French and German heritage is reflected everywhere, in its architecture, its cuisine, and even the local dialect. Sample hearty choucroute garni or delicate tarte flambée, and you'll taste the fusion of cultures that makes this region so special. Discover Renaissance gems like Maison Pfister, with its ornate wooden galleries and painted murals that tell stories of merchants and travelers from long ago. And don't miss Maison des Têtes, its facade adorned with sculpted heads and intricate stonework, each detail inviting closer inspection and sparking the imagination. In Colmar, time slows, worries melt away, and every street feels like an impressionist masterpiece.
bathed in golden light, alive with color, and forever inviting you to linger just a little longer in its magical embrace.
Bibury is a gentle curve of honey-colored cottages beside the river Colm. A scene so picturesque, it feels as though it's been lifted from the pages of a storybook. The village's charm is immediate, with its ancient stonework and tranquil riverbanks inviting you to slow down and soak in the timeless beauty. Surrounded by rolling meadows and wildflowers, Bibury is a living canvas of nature's artistry. In every direction, the landscape is dotted with vibrant blooms and lush greenery, creating a patchwork of color that changes with the seasons. Arlington Rowe's mossy rooftops and climbing roses evoke a peaceful, timeless England. These iconic cottages, dating back to the 14th century, are among the most photographed in the country, their weathered stones telling stories of centuries past. Visit in late spring or early summer, when gardens burst with color and the air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers. The village transforms into a painter's palette, with every garden and hedgerow alive with blossoms. The countryside is at its greenest, inviting you to stroll along the river and admire the intricate stonework of the cottages reflected in the gentle waters. Every step reveals new details: arched bridges, hidden pathways, and the soft murmur of the river. Pause for a classic cream tea at the Swan Hotel, where you can savor homemade scones and rich clotted cream in a setting steeped in history. The inn's cozy atmosphere is the perfect place to unwind after a day of exploring. Bibury's history is woven into its stones, from former weavers' cottages that once bustled with industry to the quiet lanes that have witnessed centuries of village life. Each building has its own story, etched into the weathered stone and timber. The ancient parish church of St. Mary's stands as a testament to the village's enduring spirit, its peaceful churchyard shaded by old trees and surrounded by the gentle hum of nature. Wildlife thrives here. Kingfishers flash along the river, their brilliant colors a fleeting glimpse of wild beauty. The riverbanks are alive with birdsong and the gentle rustle of reeds. Bees buzz in the fields, pollinating wildflowers and adding to the gentle symphony of rural life. Every corner of Bibury is alive with the quiet energy of nature. Follow footpaths through the Cotswold Hills for ever-changing vistas, rolling fields, ancient woodlands, and panoramic views that stretch for miles. Each walk is a new adventure, offering peace and inspiration. Bibury is a place to breathe deeply, listen to birdsong, and let the gentle pace of village life restore your spirit. Here, mornings begin with mist over the river and the promise of a peaceful day. Rediscover the quiet joys of nature and community, children playing on the village green, neighbors greeting each other with a smile, and the sense of belonging that comes from a place unchanged by time. As the sun sets, the village glows in golden light, casting long shadows and bathing the cottages in a warm, magical hue. The day ends with a sense of peace that lingers in the air. In Bibury, every moment feels like a living fairy tale, a place where peace, beauty, and contentment are not just dreams, but everyday reality. Manarola dazzles with pastel houses stacked atop rugged cliffs, each one painted in hues that seem to glow in the Mediterranean sun. The village clings to the rocks, a cascade of color tumbling down toward the sea, as if the buildings themselves are reaching for the water below. These cliffs plunge dramatically into the Ligurian Sea, a sparkling jewel at the heart of Cinque. The waves crash against the rocks, sending up sprays of salt and foam, while fishing boats bob gently in the sheltered harbor. Every vista here is a painting come to life, with the turquoise sea meeting the vibrant facades and the sky stretching endlessly above. The light shifts throughout the day, casting golden glows and deep shadows that transform the village hour by hour. Every alleyway is an adventure, scented with lemon blossoms, basil, and the faint tang of the sea. Wander the cobblestone streets, where flower pots spill over with geraniums and locals greet you with a warm buongiorno. Visit in late spring or early autumn for lush green vineyards climbing the hillsides and golden sunsets that set the village aglow. The air is filled with the promise of harvest, and the landscape is alive with color and life. This is when the village feels truly magical. Explore cliffside paths that wind above the sea, offering breathtaking panoramas at every turn. The trails connect Manarola to neighboring villages, each with its own unique charm. Don't miss the romantic Via dell'Amore, a legendary path carved into the cliffs, where couples leave locks as tokens of their love, and the sound of the waves echoes below. Each turn reveals a new perspective. Breathtaking views of the coastline, the endless blue of the sea, and the ever-changing sky. Pause to take it all in, and let the beauty of Manarola wash over you. Savor the flavors of Liguria, fresh anchovies caught that morning, handmade trophy pasta tossed with fragrant pesto, and focaccia still warm from the oven. Pair your meal with a glass of local Chiacchietra wine, a sweet golden nectar produced from grapes grown on the steep terraces above the village. A true taste of Manarola's heritage. The vibrant houses tell stories of fishermen and families who have called this place home for centuries, their lives shaped by the rhythms of the sea and the land. Generations have lived here, their traditions and celebrations woven into the fabric of daily life. Watch as elders share stories with children, passing down recipes, songs, and laughter. Art and beauty are everywhere, from the colorful boats bobbing in the marina, painted in the same hues as the houses, to the murals and mosaics that decorate the village walls. Even the play of sunlight on the water feels like a masterpiece, shimmering and shifting as the day unfolds. In the evening, locals and visitors gather on the rocks by the sea, sharing stories, laughter, and the simple joy of being together as the sky turns pink and gold. All eyes turn west to watch the sun dip below the horizon, painting the village and sea in a final burst of color before night falls. Manarola's magic lies in its contrasts, the wild, restless sea, the orderly terraced vineyards, and the riot of color that defines every corner. It's a place where nature and humanity exist in perfect harmony. Leaving is always bittersweet, but the memory of sunlight on painted walls, the sound of laughter echoing through narrow streets, and the endless blue of sky and sea will linger with you, calling you back to Manarola's cliffside embrace. Giethoorn is a tranquil haven where roads give way to glimmering canals, and the only sounds are oars and rustling reeds. Thatched roof cottages nestle among gardens bursting with tulips and hydrangeas, their reflections dancing in the water. Visit in late spring or early summer, when the village is lush and canals are alive with colorful boats. Cars are left at the edge. Here you travel by whisper boat, gliding silently through narrow waterways. Explore on foot or by boat, stopping at cozy cafes for pancakes or browsing tiny museums. Nature thrives, birds flit among reeds, bees hum in gardens, and the pace is set by the seasons. As evening falls, lanterns twinkle along the canals, casting golden reflections and a sense of wonder. Giethoorn is a living fairy tale, a place to reconnect, slow down, and savor the quiet magic of the world. Our journey through Europe's enchanting villages comes to a gentle close. From Hallstatt's alpine serenity to Manarola's dramatic cliffs, each village whispers its own story and invites us to dream and wander. Which of these beautiful villages would you love to visit? Let me know in the comments, and may your travels always be filled with wonder.